guys, so happy to have you here. This is going to be so much fun. Different kind of video because it's going to be like a 5-day thing. We're going to keep tacking on a new look every day. Of course, you're going to see this all edited down into one video, but this was the way I really wanted to approach a new eyeshadow product that Smashbox has come out with. They're calling these their photo edit trios. They actually look like little camera lenses. It's sort of a cute detail around the outside. They say they're 3 perfectly coordinated shades. They're giving you a double dose of the color you use most. Half the palette is that shade, and they say they're super blendable and highly pigmented. My ears really perked up when I got this PR package because I'm like, oh man, I love Smashbox's photo op formula. Is this really going to be the same? And I have played around, done a few swatches here and there. Thank you. I really hate to like judge something before I've put it on my eyes, but I'm not really sure about every single shade in this bunch, and I'm thinking some might be better than others, but we'll see. What I want to do is just totally randomly draw into the bag every day, pick one out, and try to put together a look with that trio alone and see if they really are like perfectly coordinated and easy to work with. And I did a little poll on my Twitter page, and an overwhelming amount of you said you usually use 3 to 4 shades in your shadow looks. So even though we have these massive palettes sitting around, a lot of people's sweet spot seems to be like this amount of shades. So the looks are going to go by pretty quick in this video. I'll draw out the shade every day for 5 days, and then we'll do the look. Then at the end I will definitely show you like all the swatches, and I think by then I'll have a really good perspective to review these and just have an overall take on it. I'm not gonna look as I draw one out. Let's see, let's grab this one. Okay, what do we have here? We're starting nice and basic, although this one does have shimmer. There are several all matte trios, but this one is hashtag goals. Got a shimmery brown down here, a sort of metallic looking old gold, and then this champagne color on this side. So we'll see how this comes together. Nothing in this trio is matte. I took the darkest brown. Even though it has a little bit of shimmer in it, it seems to not really translate a whole lot when you put it in the crease, let's say. So I diffused it out in my crease, really concentrating my brush first on the outermost corner and blending inward. Then I decided to lay down the middle shade on most of my lid. It's kind of a gold with just a hint of copper thrown in, and that applied really well. And next I used the lightest shade in here, which is a very light kind of champagne gold, and I put that on the innermost part of my lid. I decided to take the darkest brown with my Real Techniques eye pop brush and just very, very softly apply that across my lower lash line. I think that brush gives just the softest application. And then I wanted to see what it would be like if I took that middle shade and applied it kind of as a transition-y color just up above my crease color, and it kind of worked nicely in that way. I don't think it was like mind-blowing. But then I used my lightest color up under the brow as the highlight. Then to pull it all together, I did a light liner in my lower inner rim, my Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Highlight, and then I used my Jordana Color Envy liquid liner in Black Envy across the upper lash line with a wing. I did mascara top and bottom and applied some Ardell Wispies false lashes. And so that's the finished look. I mean, I think it's great. I actually think that the textures in this trio are very much what I know and love from Smashbox, so that was nice to see. The thought that we're all probably having here is that this is just a very basic thing for a trio, like to seek it out in a trio, you know, because we have so many shades like this within larger palettes. But I really do like the look, and it did work just fine, and I will fill you in on what's on my lips. I'm wearing my True Matte lipstick from Broadway. This is a Dollar General product, and the shade is Lemon Pie, I believe. Yes, I thought a nice fun pop would be appropriate with this very tame eye look. And then on my cheeks, I've got this Shani blush palette. Really fantastic quality blushes, and I am wearing this one right over here. So that's all for this look, and I will see you tomorrow. Hey guys, it's day 2. I set the day 1 trio to the side, so that's not in the mix anymore, and I'm going to not look and draw out another one. What will it be? Ooh, good. Yay, I was hoping I might get this one sometime. This is the Nudie Pic Deep, and this might be one of my favorite mattes. I was playing with this one before I decided to shoot the video, but I was using it in conjunction with another trio. But today we're gonna see what kind of look we turn out with this, just using it on its own. So we've got a really super dark, rich brown, this rusty terracotta orange, and then just a matte cream shade. Okay, to start out the look, I used a fluffy brush with the cream color, and I just kind of used that to lay sort of the foundation for the look all over the lid and up under the brow. Then I decided to pat the orangey shade all over my lid, leaving a little gap on the inner part, but mainly wedging it kind of in the outer corner as well, so some of this would really concentrate up into the crease. Then I blended that out a little bit and added some of the darkest shade with a fluffier brush so it wouldn't go on too heavy, and just applied that in the outer part of the crease as well. I blended a little bit of the orangey shade kind of over the border of the look also, just to make it look all nice and diffused and blended. I patted that cream color just on the innermost part of the lid, and then I smudged the dark brown just really close within the lower lash line. And since it is so dark, I thought it might be fun to see how that would act as an upper liner. So I used an angled liner brush, and I really didn't want to muddy up my lids too much. So I just started at the halfway point across my lid and pulled outward and just created a little gentle wing. And then to finish the look, I used a light liner in the lower inner rim. That's the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Highlight. I curled the lashes and applied mascara top and bottom. That's the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir. And I actually think this look is super pretty. These mattes were so nice to work with. And like I said, I've used these alongside different shimmers before I even started this little challenge for myself. They're so rich. They really do balance out the shimmery shades well, and they really remind me of mattes from Smashbox that I've seen in other like photo op palettes. So it seems kind of consistent with their usual formula. I grabbed for my Shani palette again on the cheeks, and I've got this kind of neutral dusty rose just right in this general zone. As my highlight, I'm wearing the new Becca. It's called Vanilla Quartz, and I've just got a little bit of that right here on the tops of the cheekbones. For my lips, I just went for a very wearable soft berry shade, really classic color here from Clinique. It's their Black Honey. And I think a berry like this that's not too like toward the purple and pinky side really looks so nice paired with any kind of orangey tone on the eye. Okay guys, it's Wednesday, day 3. Time to pull out yet another trio to work with today. What's it gonna be? Not looking. Ooh, okay. This one has the little bit of lilac on it. It's got some lilac and maybe, yeah, a navy blue. And then the largest part of it is this white shade. And you know what? That one's kind of iridescent. It has like a little bit of a pink shift to it. So first off, after applying primer, I put the light purple shade, just really packed that on like the inner third of my lid, and kind of went around the inner corner as well, and then layered on that sort of iridescent white pink shift shade. And then using that same flat brush, I went into the navy blue and started patting that all over the rest of my lid. And I noticed that as it overlapped with the purple, it really took on more of a dark purple look than a navy look, which I thought was interesting. But I worked that up into the crease a little bit and then got everything blended out with a fluffy brush. I even tried taking a little bit of the soft purple and putting it around the border just a little bit, although I didn't really feel like that did a whole lot. And then I used the lightest shade up under my brow as a highlight. And I smudged the navy blue under my eye, and that's where I feel like I do see the purest blue out of that shade because it's not overlapping purple there. But I finished off the look with a dark liner in the lower inner rim. I used soft black from Julep, and then I did a pretty dramatic wing with my Jordana color Envy and Black Envy and put on a very full lash as well. And elsewhere on the face, I guess this could be like 5 days of Shani. I've got this deepest dusty rose shade on my cheeks here, and just a little pop of the coral right on the apple of the cheek. I am again wearing my Becca Vanilla Quartz highlight, which I'm still kind of trying to figure out, but I think it is looking really soft and beautiful. And then on my lips, I'm wearing one of my Too Faced Peach lipsticks in Doll Face, so a really nude color. And then for a hint of shine, I've got Jouer Skinny Dip on top of that. So that's my Wednesday look, everybody. I hope you enjoyed, and if you didn't, I'll be back with a different trio tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. It's already day 4, so I'm gonna reach into my bag. We will see what we come up with here. Ooh, love this one. I'm so glad I got this one. This is Tag Me. It's got kind of a satin finish raspberry color, then a rose gold, you know, kind of a peachy gold there, and then this other shade. Wow, that's really creamy. Just sort of a buttery shade that might have a little hint of a sheen to it as well. After priming my lids, I went in with the shimmery rose gold shade, and I just started patting that on like the inner third of my lids. And then also using a flat brush, I decided to just build build up that really ruby red color all around it. So all over the lid, up into the crease as well. And once I felt like I had enough color packed on, I used a fluffier brush like my E25 and used that to sort of just buff the color outward even further. And I think that worked pretty well. That shade was very, very easy to work with. I also used the kind of goldeny color as a bit of a transition between the crease and the brow. Then I kind of wanted to reinforce the rose gold that was on the lid, so I added more there. I used this kind of pearly buttery shade as my highlight under the brow, and also a little bit of a highlight around my innermost corner. I found that color very, very soft and nice. And then just a smidge of that red smudged on the outer part of the lower lash line. Yes, just a smidge of a smudge. And then I finished things off by doing a light liner in the lower inner rim, which I think really looks nice when you're pulling in reds because it makes the eye look fresh and alive, even though you've put some redness on. So that's the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Highlight. I did Jordana Color Envy Liquid Liner in Black Envy across the top, but not winged out. And then I did a very full, fluffy type of lash there. On the rest of my face, I'm still keeping it rolling with my Shani palette. I kind of want to prove to myself that this is also like every shade I would need for the week. So I'm wearing this color. It's kind of a deep, dusty coral on my cheeks today, just very lightly. My highlight is the new Bonnie Luminizer from the Balm. So this is like a little more golden, just a little bit deeper compared to Mary Luminizer, which still has a hint of gold in it, but it's very pearly. I kind of feel like while this is giving me glow, it might be a little less dramatic looking compared to Mary Luminizer. And then my lip is the Julep Whipped Lip Mousse, Matte Lip Mousse in Bijou. So rosy eye, rosy lip. I do love the color, but I will say I was kind of disappointed texture-wise with the shimmer in here. The shade I felt like was kind of dusty and light, and even when I would apply it to the eye, like looking really close when I put it around the inner corner, I felt like the color was kind of everywhere and it didn't really cling in. I mean, think of it like snowfall. You know, sometimes the snow falls and there's the kind that really clings and it's hard to get rid of, and then there's the kind that just dusts away with the air. And this is more like the light and dusty kind. But you all know that's a color scheme that I really do enjoy, so I'm glad I happened to draw that one out today, and we'll see what we get for the last day. Hey everyone, it's Friday. Man, I look so like strange at the start of these videos. I was noticing as I was editing with not having any blush on yet. I need my blush. But I'm kind of waiting until after the eyeshadow to see what shade I want, you know? So it's the last day. And I was thinking the other day, what if people think, well, why don't you just choose like the 5 best shadows and do looks with those? Part of why I wanted to draw out randomly was I thought it gave me a more like, okay, if I just pulled anything out of the bag, could it work? Like maybe it doesn't have to be my most favorite trio or color scheme or whatever, but can it go ahead and create the look? And just, you know, some element of surprise. It's fun. We're gonna draw in today. We're gonna see what we get. It is okay, it's called Day Rate. We got some dark teal with shimmer, a really light, kind of unusual olive greenish taupe color, and then a goldeny shade that has just a little sheen to it. So first thing after primer, I used the lightest shade, and I kind of patted that around the inner part of the eye and just up onto the lid a little bit, although I was kind of unimpressed with this. The lightest shade really seemed to do very little for me. So moving forward, I grabbed that dark teal and I patted that all over the lid. Really wanted to make this shade the focus of the look. So all over the lid, up into the crease a little bit. I found that when this shade is packed on, you see that teal intensity out of it and the shimmer. And then if you shear it out a little bit or like diffuse it into the crease like I did with a smaller brush, it just kind of looks dark. So I really found that to be kind of like a 2-in-1 type of shade. And so I got that all blended out around the edges. Then I sort of re-intensified the teal that was on the lid, just dabbed a little more of that on. Also added some of this misty kind of olive green just with my finger for a bit more glow on the lids, and I thought that was actually really pretty. I did use the lightest shade as a highlight under my brow, and then across the lower lash line I smudged a little bit of the teal and also the light olive as I got closer to the inner part of the eye. And then to finish off the look, I did a very dark brown liner from Julep on my lower inner rim. I used Jordana Color Envy and Black Envy across the upper lash line. I did wing that out, mascara top and bottom. The lashes I'm wearing are these Kiss Looks So Natural in Poise, and I actually ruined that pair that I tried to pull off. They are so adhered to the packaging. I like was pulling segments of the lash off. I'm like, no! But they are a very lightweight, very natural looking lash. And then you guys know I'm keeping it rolling on the cheeks all week with the Shani palette. I'm wearing the peach shade, just kind of popped right in here for a little healthy glow. My highlight is this Makeup Revolution strobe highlighter in Moon Glow Lights. So it's got just a little pinky tone to it. Just wanted to try that out today. And then on my lips, I'm wearing this L'Oreal Color Riche matte lipstick in Matte Caroon. So a little sweet, innocent, soft pink lip to pair with this dark, murky green eye. And again, I found this light shimmery shade to be very underwhelming. The middle shade was okay, but not amazing. Definitely the strength of this trio is the dark teal. Just a pretty color, a lot of intensity to it, but 1 out of 3 when you just get in a trio, I don't think that's too impressive. So just sort of reviewing all the looks we did, we had hashtag goals, which was that kind of bronzy brown, very, very basic look, but I thought that one worked well. Really enjoyed the next all matte look. It was, I said it was Nude Pic, it's Nudie Pic Deep, and that one had a really awesome matte orange. Hashtag Repost, of course, that's got the purple in there, the lilac. I really did enjoy that one even more than I thought I would. Tag me while we worked with that gorgeous ruby red. I thought the rose gold was a little underwhelming. Again, I'm finding some inconsistency with some of the light and mid-tone shimmers. And then today's, again, the strength is with the boldest, richest, deepest shade, and then the other things were kind of take it or leave it. But just putting the whole line back together and looking at it as a whole and thinking about strengths and weaknesses, I think mattes across the board performed really well out of these trios. I think any kind of deep shade, be it matte or shimmer, seemed to be intense, rich, applied easily to the eyes, built up nicely on my eyes. There are some lighter shimmers that do, but it's more hit and miss among those. And I think when you're thinking about buying a trio and a trio alone, having a dud shade in that trio is worse, I think, than having a dud shade in a palette of 12 shadows, let's say. It stands out a little bit more, right? Especially when you're perhaps looking to that trio to create the whole look. And I do think this week I have been able to create full, like, well-rounded looks that seemed like nothing was really missing, even though maybe for my own preference sake, I would have drawn in like one more shade here or there. I think the looks seemed really complete, and I think most of these trios allow you to do that. But I do want to take you through some swatches, and I've separated them into 3 different color families. They have 4 different all matte, neutral, Nudie Pic trios, so that's one. Then I've got neutrals, and then I've got anything that works in some element of color. So looking at the matte neutrals, there's Nudie Pic Fair, Light, medium, and deep. Nudie Pic Fair, really, really cool light shades. Then we have a little bit more rich brown options in the light. I love the tones in the Nudie Pic medium trio because I think those would pair so like universally with so many other trios if you were looking at maybe doing 2. Love the tone of the brown in that one, and the cream is really nice as well. And then the one that I created a look with, the deep one, is very interesting because the lightest shade is more peachy. There's a rich orange, a really, really rich dark brown. So I think these mattes could be potentially very useful. And thinking of taking one of these and pairing it with, you know, a more flashy single that you might have, or a palette that you just don't feel like has enough basics, these could be very useful potentially because the quality is really good. Moving on to what I'm just calling neutrals, and these do all have some element of shimmer in them, but the first one that's in the lineup is called It's Fire. And yes, these shades look strong. I'm not in love with it simply because this is one of the few where I kind of feel like something's definitely missing here, and for me to create the full look with only these 3, I don't really see that happening. Hashtag Goals is in there. That was my Monday look of the week. Night Shoot, very cool, taupey, perhaps a hint of plum in the deepest shade. The next one in the lineup is Double Tap, and here's another example of a great dark shade, but then 2 somewhat weak shimmers that accompany it. Holy Crop, love the shade name. 2 shades that are definitely right up my alley in there with the shimmery rust and then the dark plum. And the lightest shade, while it's not showing up amazingly there in the swatch, that's a pretty decent color also. And then our darkest neutral trio does have a matte black and kind of a matte grayish taupe and also a silver. And I really expect a lot when I see shimmery silver shades, and this one I felt was pretty weak. And then the last family of these trios that I want to look at are the ones that incorporate some element of color. So popping these up now, we've got Showmance, and this one has some olive green, some gold. I feel like in a lot of these trios, there's a light, shimmery kind of champagne gold that is underwhelming, but I do love the olive in there, but it's only 1 out of 3. There's Day Rate, which was used for today's look. You were able to see exactly how that came off. On Location is pretty decent. That lightest shade has like maybe just a barely there sheen to it, and it's actually a really strong color. The gold looks good. The teal there is really pronounced. I truly like each individual shade in that trio, but I feel like I'd need to pair it with something else to complete the look. Something matte, back something deeper. Tag Me, we used this one yesterday, wasn't it? The light shade in here is strong. The deepest shade was good. That shimmery rose gold I expected so much more out of. I thought that was rather flaky. We've got our fun little hashtag Repost trio in this bunch, and I like the purple in there. The white is not simply white, it has a pink shift. That dark navy plum really did some interesting and unique things on the eye, so I do like that one. And then lastly here we've got Snap Queen, and here we've got a light shimmer that didn't really come off amazing in a swatch, but I think it might do better built up on the eye. It's a little softer than some of the others in the other trios. A really pretty dusty mauve and then a very dark plum. So guys, take what you will from this little roundup here. I hope you enjoyed the random grab bag, draw one out, who knows what we're gonna get type of look, but I think it definitely caused us to take a random cross section of what was here and kind of see whether any of it could just create the full look with the trio. The thing that makes me feel a bit let down is that I felt like the Smashbox Photo Op eyeshadow formula was one of the most consistent things out there. Like, so many palettes have come out over the years, larger like masterclass palettes, different small things here or there, where I really love the formula. And here I feel like it's just not quite as consistent, at least with the shimmers. I think they could have done a better job there, but still some exceptional mattes. As you saw, some great matte basic trios here. Let me know which ones you like, which ones you're interested in trying, and if you'd like to see this style of video done with any other line of product, let me know, because I thought that was really fun. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.